Smith County Sheriff's deputies have a new tool under their belts. Why they say these tasers will help them do their jobs while they protect you. Welcome to KYTX CBS 19 10 at 10. I'm Jillian Sheridan.
And I'm Justin Early. Our top story tonight involves the purchase of 49 new tasers by the Smith County Sheriff's Office.
For the first time, all deputies who patrol the streets will have a taser. CBS 19's Anthony Austin got to see one of them for himself today. Not actually tased, though.
No, not at all. I wasn't going that far.
But let's talk about why they've purchased these.
Yeah, well, you may remember this past spring, we reported a story about 3 Smith County deputies who were sent to the hospital after getting into a fight with a man who was violent and high on drugs. Now, Sheriff Larry Smith says if they would have had a taser, they probably wouldn't have ended up in the hospital.
It's big, yellow, and can pack a mean punch. Smith County Lieutenant Gary Middleton says this Taser X2 is bold and bright on purpose to catch the attention of anyone who might pose a risk to a sheriff's deputy or themselves.
I do know we've already had one situation where the officer pulled his taser out and the man said, "That's enough, I'll go with you."
This taser can deploy 2 cartridges semi-automatically and simultaneously, incapacitating 2 people at one time. Some members of the sheriff's office were tased during training so they could understand how the device works and what it feels like.
5 seconds. Don't relax. Y'all feel me?
I guess the closest thing is if you've ever touched an electrical circuit, it's like that, except all over your body.
Lieutenant Middleton was tased as well during training.
Once the charge has stopped, you're pain-free. There's no lasting effects at all.
We asked Smith County residents what they thought about the Sheriff's Office new tool.
Unfortunately, we live in a world where crime is prevalent.
Carlos Tatum thinks it's a sign of the times.
It tells me that there's an increase in crime. I don't think they purchased 49 tasers if things were decreasing.
While the Sheriff's Office has not mentioned crime being on the rise for the purchase of these tasers, they do say it's a safer alternative to other uses of force and are more likely to convince a criminal to give up without a fight.
They're very visible. There's no confusion as to what they are.
And Tyler police have had tasers for several years. Las Vegas police was one of the first big cities to use them in the country. And they say fewer suspects were hospitalized after arrest and fewer officers injured after they started using those tasers.
Does make them stop in their tracks.
Oh, yes,
that's
it does.
For sure. All right, Anthony, there's been some controversy surrounding the use of tasers. What do we know about the effects of being tased?
Yeah, there are some issues with that. A study released last year says the electrical shock delivered to the chest by a taser can lead to cardiac arrest and sudden death. However, there is a debate in the number of deaths. According to Amnesty International, 485 people have died afterwards. However, Rick Smith, one of the founders of Taser International, says in the majority of those situations, some underlying conditions such as drugs have been the main cause of death. Jillian and Justin.
All right, thank you, Anthony. Now, these tasers are not cheap. The bill for all 49 came in at about $62,000.
And Sheriff Larry Smith says they were paid for by private citizens, businesses from their donations and also reappropriated grant funding.